So let's talk about fixing Madden 23 gameplay. First and foremost, Madden 23. Let's talk about fixing Madden 23 gameplay. First and foremost, Madden 23 gameplay really isn't that bad. It's a lot of fun. It's honestly, I mean, it's just a big. The big thing is for me, it's a big difference from last year, right? That's really how I feel. I think the gameplay, for lack of a better word, the gameplay always sucks, and I just like it being different. All right, I like the game being functional. I like the game being different year to year, and that's what we got this year. The game is pretty functional, and the game's drastically different. So it has its own little things. The biggest issues with this game, though, are the AP in MUT. Are the AP. I'll talk about some of the AP stuff. Ag catches, wheel routes, which aren't the worst, I don't think, but they are stupid. And then man coverage. All right, so let's talk about those things. And offensive line, I guess. So first and foremost, AP. Really, this game could change so drastically immediately if they take inside shade and raise it from 3 to 4 to 6, 5 or 6. Right? They do that, immediately man coverage gets significantly worse. I know dudes who run 4 inside shades right now, which basically makes your short and elites not light up and lets a man coverage play insanely well. You raise that to 4 or to 5 or 6, okay? You take under pressures, raise those up 1 or 2 AP points, take secure protectors or edge protectors, lowers those to about 2 AP, all right, and add fearless in for about 1 AP or 2 AP. You have a pretty good game. Honestly, gameplay is not that bad, especially from an ability standpoint. AP is not that bad at all. I think edge threats could possibly get raised a little bit as well, but being kind of realistic here, just trying to say those few things, I think it's a really easy change for EA, and you will change the current meta a lot, all right? So next, let's talk about what we're looking at in terms of ad catches and how those can get fixed. Well, one, ad catches are insanely overpowered, and while I don't think they're the worst things at combating the cover 0 meta, you can see them get thrown against cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, cover 2 man. You can see them get thrown against a lot of things when you play someone who's mastered the ad catch, which I am currently trying to do, and it's bad. So really, all they need to do is make ad catches like they were last year. And I don't know if that's, and again, this is a really, this is something that I don't think is going to ever happen. But really, it's just adding in more, I don't want to say 2-man animations. I don't know what the right way to say it is. Your DB shouldn't not react to the ball, shouldn't not go up and make a play on the receiver when the ball's thrown right at him in one-on-one coverage, okay? There's just a super high success rate of this, really regardless of where you're at on the field. Those ad catches need toned down a little bit. All right, and I don't know the best way to do that necessarily. I really don't from a coding standpoint, but they have to be, right? They have to be toned down a little bit. Even if it becomes a thing where hitting the Y button results in less catches, which I've seen be a thing before in the past where you go to ad catch something and the ball just hits your hands and drops it. I don't agree with that, but somehow these catches have to get kind of nerfed a little bit, okay? With ad catches comes wheel routes. If you haven't seen wheel routes, not out of the backfield so much, that's not what I'm talking about, but from the slots, if you have set feet lead, you could just launch those bad boys. I don't think that's very good for the game either. They're almost unguardable. That's pretty frustrating too, I think. But the reason those aren't the top of my gameplay issues is because, in my opinion, not only do we have a man meta, but we have an inconsistent man meta where you can run a corner route, have it get open, and then run a corner route and have it get bagged against the exact same everything. And a lot of people are going to say, well, Civil, that's football. Sometimes the receiver wins the rep. Sometimes the DB wins the rep. And the reason this is bad for competitive play, which is what, if you're watching this, you probably play some sort of competitive play, whether it be in CFMs against other people, online against your friends, whatever, is that basically it starts adding up into dice rolls. And when you're going up against a cover 0 blitz, and you have to make these reads very fast, if you have 3 plays in a row where your receiver just happens to not win on the corner route, and your opponent has 3 plays in a row where his receiver happens to win on the corner route, that is bad. That is not good, okay? It's very bad. It adds a lot of inconsistencies, and it makes it to where the best player is no longer always winning, and you get more chance for the luckier player ends up winning, which is not a good thing. Although I will say, I think cover 0 as a meta is just stupid. I think any kind of man coverage, I think, as a meta is really bad for the game. It's really stupid. It lowers... It adds to the amount of fluke, and it lowers the amount of thinking on defense. Again, ad glitching definitely is not much thinking on offense, but man-to-man on defense is next to no thinking besides very minor adjustments across the board. And it's even worse when it's inconsistent because you don't even know if your adjustment's going to necessarily work every time or it won't work every time, which is frustrating. In a competitive thing, it's like it either needs to work or not work, all right? That's how competitive, you know, it's like sometimes if you're playing chess and sometimes the queen can move in all directions and sometimes it can't. And it's just a dice roll whether or not this time you can or not. That's stupid. That's a really bad comparison, but it's stupid. You know, it's just random. Random, not good for competitiveness. Probably good for viewers, right? But not good for competitive. Good for simulation, though. Next thing, O-line logic is possibly the worst it's ever been. There's really no consistent way to pick up some of these blitzes, such as Dollar, such as 6-1. Those are the two big ones. That there's really no consistent way to pick them up. And even if you do pick them up, you get insta-shedded. Now, I don't mind sheds being good, but when you add in the combination of you probably won't pick up this blitz very often, and if you do pick up this blitz, there's a good chance you can get insta-shedded. It's like, oh, very nice. Now, additionally, not only will you not pick up this blitz or you'll get insta-shedded, but you also may not get a receiver open within the first second and a half because the corner route just didn't get open that time, or the drag didn't, or the slant didn't, or this and that didn't. That makes for a game that isn't very exciting. One of my bigger issues with this game is that there's not many... While last year sucked in terms of escape artist was way overpowered, a lot of the throws you can make were insane. The thing that was fun about last year was that you really couldn't go a game without a high-level play happening. Not even so much a high-level play, but an explosive, exciting play happening. You really couldn't. This year, there's not many exciting plays happening, in my opinion. I really don't get that turned on by ad catches. Maybe you should, and maybe you do. Especially with the way the ad catches work this year, they look bad. You know, they're not even like cool, like nuts on forehead ad catches. They're just like, oh, my defender didn't animate. He just looked at him. That's bad. Again, this is another one of those videos where I'm kind of just rambling on about different stuff. So if you like to let me know if you like these videos and if you'd like to see me kind of sit down and like write these down a little bit more. I like to just go off the top of my head throughout these. But yeah, offensive line, there's got to be more consistent ways to pick up blitzes. My biggest issue, I don't even mind. I'll say this, okay? I truthfully think this too. I really do think this. If you are blitzing 6 people and I block 7 people in this game, I really think I should block you every time. I think just by default, I should pretty much block you every time. If I'm blocking 1 more than you, I should block you every single time. I really do believe that, and that's not the case right now. I get 6-on-6. Sure, dude, you might be coming hard off the edge. Guy might not get out to you. You might be stunting, looping, you know, whatever, and that's fine to me, right? I really don't mind that much. It's when, oh, I just blocked 7 people. He sent a 5-man blitz, and my quarterback just got fucked in the backfield. Like, he just got pile drived in the backfield. Like, that is bad for the game, in my opinion. I do not think that's very good. I think that's got to get fixed. I don't see it getting fixed, though, but I think that's got to get fixed. Another issue I've seen sometimes is that, or this really became a big thing after the last patch, is that we got to add interceptions back into this game, bro. We have to. We have to, especially tip picks, bro. We have to. No. See, this is where EA, they kind of have us by the balls here because D-line picks have went significantly down in the past 2 weeks. The reason for this is that tip picks have went down significantly. So where this is good is that if you get hit while you throw, the D-line won't pick it off nearly as often. The bad thing is that if you throw it into triple coverage, your receiver gets hit as he's trying to catch it, ball gets popped up, bad read, and your defender's right there to catch it, it'll just hit his hands and fall. It's like, well, God damn it, EA. Like, you know what you're doing. Come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. We're not saying there's too many interceptions. We're saying there was too many D-line interceptions, right? Not interceptions as a whole, too many D-line interceptions, all right? It's very stupid. It is very, very stupid. That's really most of what I got. The game's in a decent spot. And per usual, though, it's in a decent spot if it wasn't for just 1 or 2 issues, and that's again how it feels. I do think though, if they, because I seriously think ad glitching is much harder against max coverage, not even just max coverage, just zone coverage. So I truly do think that if they just change the AP, how I talked about earlier, especially just inside shades to 5 or 6, you'd see more zone and you'd see less agging. Not no agging, but less agging. Right? All right, boys, you enjoyed that? Check out my ad glitch guide that's on civil.gg. Link in the description below. Go check that bad boy out. Become a member, all right? Have a good whole ass thing of how to ad glitch like a pro player. Why not check it out? Win some more Madden games.